Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, back with you again. I got another shoe that I want to talk about today. If you'll notice, I got some beat up Reebok pumps on my feet at the moment. The Reebok Pump has always been one of my favorite pairs of shoes. As a kid, it was a shoe that when I saw other people wearing, I just always thought, oh, I need to have a pair of Reebok pumps. I have been waiting for a retro Reebok pump to come out because these things are barely staying together anymore. While we're on the topic of pumps, if you're a fan of the Reebok pump and even just retro sneakers from early 90s, late 80s, then I highly recommend going over to my buddy's channel. His name's Liam. He lives in Nottingham, and he is probably one of the biggest Reebok pump fanatics that I've ever come in contact with. His channel has all kinds of reviews and on-foot looks of some of the coolest retro sneakers that you could ever imagine. I know you won't be disappointed if you go over and check it out. So I'll leave the link to his channel down in my comments. Please do yourself a favor and go down there and check out his channel. Also, if this is your first time coming through, welcome. Bread and Butter is a new channel, but we're growing pretty quick. I'm getting plenty of shoes, which means you've got plenty of content coming your way. But if you're into kicks and you want to hang out, then hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, to hit that thumbs up. That'll help this video get seen by more people, which will help my channel grow faster. Let's get into these Reeboks. Whoa! Here, as you can see, we've got a Reebok Pump Box. The top is white. It says pump it up in that fluorescent orange. Along the top of the box, it says Reebok Pump. Same on this side. The back is pretty plain. But then the front, you can see it's got the trademark picture of that pump button. I just want to, there we go. Now we're ready. We'll go ahead and take a closer look at the sticker here. And the sticker reads Pump Omni Zone 2. There's not really any color or anything listed there. These hit heavy on that nostalgia for me. So I'm a big fan. The Reebok pumps have always been a chunkier looking shoe, but I don't mind that. I kind of appreciate that about them. And of course, this is the D Brown shoe from the Slam Dunk contest in 1991. And I believe this is the first time that this shoe was re-released in 30 years. And if you haven't seen the Slam Dunk competition from 91, I would go ahead and look that up because it's one of those moments that I remember from when I was a child. But he famously stopped before he went and did his dunk, and he pumped his shoes up a little bit, and he ended up winning the dunk competition that year. I think the one that he won with was the one where he blindfolded himself and then he kind of covered his face like while he was soaring through the air and dunking. But he was wearing shoes that had the same color blocking. I'm assuming there are little differences. However, it's close enough to really hit on that nostalgia mark for me. So this shoe is just incredible in my opinion. You can see on the back it's got that hexalite. I used to think that was so cool. I'd always have my feet propped up in class so people could see that my black tops had hexalite in them. But anyhow, speaking of the hexalite, we might as well go ahead and get started here on this outsole. And I must say, this hexalite feels a lot different than even the hexalite in the shoes that I have on. I just appreciate the fact that the look is still the same, and I like the memories tied with having shoes that have this. Even if hexalite now isn't exactly like it was back then, I just appreciate being able to see this little window and the little honeycombs in there. But then you can see we primarily have a bright white outsole. You have this herringbone design on the orange, and it's actually all at different heights so that as the tread wears, you'll still have nice fresh tread to grip the court with. So it's definitely a very, very good basketball shoe, in my opinion. But then for the most part, the midsole is a nice black color. And up from that midsole, starting with the mudguard, you've just got a nice smooth leather. And I don't know how well you can see on camera, but this leather is a nice grade. It's nice and thick. It's decent to the touch, not the softest that you'll feel, but it's good quality and it's a nice thick piece of leather. I think it's good that these shoes are black because I bet these shoes will hold up for a long, long time. And it seems that the toe box has a little bit different of a texture, but it also feels like it's really well made. And then coming back the shoe, you can see it's got these bright white hits, just like back in the day. There's some netting on the side, some mesh, and that does keep your foot from getting too overheated. They are a warmer shoe. They're not overly hot or anything, but it's a warm shoe to wear. I like on the side here how it has the pump branding. And then up around the sock liner, I like this hit of white. It's like a white mesh over top of black material. And the tongue is primarily black mesh, and the tongue is actually really wide. The airbags will wrap around your foot, and as you pump it up, those airbags actually they squeeze to your foot, and it works pretty well. If you haven't worn a pump, then it's worth checking out. Then the sock liner looks like it's a black corduroy. I don't know if it was like that back in the day or not, but it's a nice material. And overall, it's just a good quality shoe.